Hey guys, I've heard some of you have been having trouble with the A17 assignment. So I wrote out some of the problems and I'm going to go over some of them. Bear with me as I go through these. Hopefully this will help a little bit. So the first thing for number 1 is that all the angles in the triangle add up to 180. So what you're going to do is you can make this question mark an X if it makes you feel better, or you can just leave it as a question mark, however you like. And you're going to say here 130 plus 25 plus X equals 180. So 130 plus 125 will give you 155. And in order to get X by itself, we'll go ahead and subtract 155 from both sides. And that will leave us with X equals 25. For number 2, we're still doing that same idea here. Or I'm sorry, not number 2, number 5, my bad. So for number 5, all the angles add up to 180, but we have marked this little box in the corner. This box means that it is a right angle. So you're going to say here, this is 90, and we're going to solve for X. So you're going to say 40 plus 90 plus 7X plus 1 equals 180. And then we can go through and combine like terms. So 40 and 90 give you 130, plus 1 is 131, plus 7X equals 180. And so 180, we're going to subtract 131 from both sides. And you'll have 7X equals 49. And now you can divide both sides by 7. So X will equal 7. Okay. Number 11, we're still talking about all the angles add up to 180, but this time it specifically asks us to find angle A. So we're going to add each of these 3 together, and then we're going to set them equal to 180 and solve for X. So X plus 62 plus X plus 52 plus 80 equals 180. I'm going to go ahead and, just to make life easier for myself, I'm going to subtract 80 from both sides just to make that nice. So we'll say we've got 2X plus 62 and 52 will give you 114 equals 100. Everybody see where I got that? I probably skipped a little bit too much there, but I subtracted 80 to make that a nice 100 on this side. And then I combine like terms with the X's and with the 62 and the 52. Okay, so we've got 2X plus 114 equals 100. So I'm going to subtract 114 from both sides. Now some of you might be saying, oh my goodness, now we're going to get a negative number. That's okay. We're just solving for X right now, so it's okay that it's negative. If it were an angle measure, that's when we'd be concerned that it's a negative. So we have 2X equals negative 14. And in order to get X by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 2. So X will equal negative 7. But we still need to find angle A. So we're going to actually plug that X equals negative 7 back up here into the angle, which is A. I'll plug it in up here. So we'll say negative 7 plus 62 equals angle A. And negative 7 plus 62 will give you 55 equals angle A. Okay, so that is number 11. Now, the even more complicated ones I have, I started at 14, and these pictures could be kind of probably overwhelming for some of you. Our goal is to find this angle up here, the question mark. So what you needed to do, or what I would do when I look at this, is I'd start with saying, okay, I know these 2 angles, so I can figure out this missing angle. And once I know this angle, then we can figure out this angle. And then once I know this angle, I can figure out this last angle. So it's kind of a big list of these to figure out. And it's all based on, we know all the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I'm going to start with this angle. I'm going to call this one maybe X, this one Y, and this one Z, just to help keep it straight. So I'm going to solve for X first, and ultimately we want Z, which is our question mark. So I'm going to say 82 plus 60 plus X equals 180. Because that's one triangle right here. So 82 and 60 will give you 132. Oh, sorry. Just got a text message on my phone. I'm sorry. That should be 122. No, wait a minute. This is zapping it out of me. 142. Goodness gracious. Mental math when I have been sick is not a good thing. So 142 plus x equals 180. We're going to subtract 142 from both sides. So we'll say x equals 38. Okay, so that means this angle right here is 38 degrees. Now, we still need to figure out this angle. So we know that all the angles here will add up to make one line, x, 95, and y. So that also needs to add up to 180. So I'd say 38 plus 95 plus y has to equal 180. So 38 and 95 will give us 133 plus y equals 180. Hopefully I haven't butchered any more numbers in there. Yeah, we're good. And now we're going to subtract 133 from both sides. So y is going to equal here 47. Okay, so 47 is this angle here. And now, last but surely not least, we're going to solve for this last triangle over here so we can ultimately find the question mark that we needed. So I'm going to say, sorry that I'm going to go upwards actually. So we're going to go up here. I'm going to say 47 plus 21 plus z equals 180. Oops, sorry. And 47 and 21 will give us 68. So we'll have 68 plus z is 180. And now I'm going to subtract 68 from both sides. So we'll say z equals 180 minus 68, which should give us 112. So that one was a lot of work for that problem. And you have there's a number of these similar to that problem on that assignment. Okay. 15. Whew, we just keep working through these. I've got about 3 or 4 more. I tried to choose one of each problem from the assignment, or one of each type. So on 15, we want to figure out this question mark right here. So what I would do first is I'm going to figure out this angle. I'm going to call it our x. Based on all these have to add up to 180. And then I'm going to say these are vertical angles, and I'm going to figure out y. And after that, I can come down and I can figure out z because all the angles have to add up to 180. So I'm going to say 39 plus 25 plus x equals 180. And 39 plus 25 should give you 64 plus x equals 180. So now I'm going to subtract 64 from both sides. So I'll say x equals 116. So that's right here. And if this is 116, we know x is vertical angles with y, and vertical angles are congruent, so y is also going to be 116. And now we can figure out z. So we're going to say 116 plus 30 plus z equals 180. And 116 and 30 will give you 146. And in order to get z by itself, now we're going to subtract 146 from both sides. So z will equal 34. And that would be our angle right here that you were looking for. All right, number 16, you're going to find is solved very similarly to 14. The big difference between the two, if you can see when I zoomed out, is up here we didn't know the question mark at the top angle, and here we don't know the question mark at the bottom angle. But essentially, 16 is going to be the exact same process we did in 14. So I'm going to do the same thing I did above, and I'm going to make our unknown angles x, y, and z, and our goal is to figure out z as our final one. So I'm going to start out with figuring out x so that we can make our way across. So here we have 52 plus 52 plus x equals 180. So we're adding all those angles in this first triangle here to set up to 180. So we've got 104 plus x is 180. And we're going to subtract that 104 from both sides. That's going to mean x equals 76. Okay. And now, just like before, we have 76, 64, and y. All three of them make their adjacent angles, meaning they're right next to each other and they make a line. So we need to solve for y. So we're going to say 76 plus 64 plus y equals 180. So right here, we're going to have 140 plus y equals 180. And to get y by itself, we're going to subtract 140 from both sides. So y will equal 40. Let's put 40 right here. And now we have enough information that we can solve for z. So if this is 40, this is 90, we'll say 90 plus 40 plus z equals 180. So 90 plus 40 is 130. And in order to get z by itself, we've got to subtract that 130 from both sides. So z will equal 50 degrees. And that's our question mark. Goodness, these are just lots of fun, aren't they? Kind of lengthy. Hopefully you guys are sticking through. We've just got 3 more problems I'm going to do for you. Hopefully I didn't just give you a headache moving my paper around. This last set of questions, I'm going to do 19, 24, and 28. These are based on the exterior angle theorem. So if you looked at the notes that I posted or watched any of the videos, what we have here is the interior angles are the angles on the inside of the triangle. And the exterior angle is on the outside of the triangle. The exterior angle is made up of a side of the triangle and then a side extended. So this is our exterior, these are our interior. And there's a theorem called the exterior angle theorem that tells you that the exterior angle equals the sum of the remote interior angles. And what in the world does that mean? Well, sum means you're going to add together, and remote interior angles mean the 2 angles that our exterior angles does not touch. So we're saying that this outside angle equals these 2 that it doesn't touch added together. So if we made this like our x, we're saying 130, which is our exterior, equals 50 plus x. So in order for us to get x by itself, we're just going to subtract 50 from both sides, and we'll have that 80 equals x. Okay. And 24 and 28 still rely on this remote exterior angle. I did not jot down the directions for this. I'm hoping we just solve for x. I don't think I did more questions. Sorry, my printer isn't working, so I had to write all these out. I believe we just solved for x. If there is a case that one of these out of 24 and 28 ask you to plug back in, you would obviously just plug into whatever angle that you need. So I'm going to solve each 24 and 28 for x. But if it asks you to plug in for the angle, you would just plug in for whatever angle it's asking for. So for 24, again, we've got the remote interior angles, which are the 2 inside ones that don't touch the outside. So we're going to say 5x minus 5 plus 6x plus 6 equals 100. So if we combine like terms, the 5x and the 6x will give you 11x. The negative 5 and the positive 6 will give you a plus 1. So we have 11x plus 1 is 100. And in order to get x alone, we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. So 11x equals 99. And then in order to get x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 11. So x will equal 9. And then last for this assignment, but surely not least, we've got here for 28, the same idea going on still. The remote the remote interior angles and then the exterior angles. So you're going to say here 3x plus 13 plus 100 equals 14x plus 14. Now in this case, you've got x's on both sides of the equation. So we just need to be careful when we're solving. So 113 together will just be 113. And now we're going to get our x's on the same side together. So I'm going to choose to subtract our 3x just because this will help us avoid some negatives, and I know many of you would prefer to do that. So we'll say 113 equals 11x plus 14. And then in order to get the x alone, we're going to have to subtract 14 from both sides. And ironically, we're going to get 99 again. So 99 equals 11x. I had no idea that did this. It's kind of ironic that they both get sort of the same numbers. Up here we had 99 and 11, same down here. So we're going to divide both sides by 11, the opposite of multiplication. And 9 will equal x again. All right, guys, I hope this helps a little bit with this assignment. Feel free to send me an email if you have questions. And I'm going to try to make a video for your next assignment today as well, too. So be on the watch for it. Thanks, guys. I miss you. See you later.